Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now this morning has started very similar to yesterday morning. Not as bad, but yeah, just failed to get out of bed. I remember laying there knowing that I was going to be disappointed if I didn't get out of bed, knowing that I'd be really happy with myself if I did get out of bed, and just couldn't get out of bed. It's literally like I've got two voices in my head. One telling me that, it's cold and, it's nice and comfortable in the bed. The fact that my girlfriend Kat is off work, coming up with all the excuses to keep me in bed, and also coming up with, thoughts like how I shouldn't mention to you guys on the video that I got up late, telling me to sort of lie about it or just not make a video at all. So yeah, one voice, sort of trying to keep me in bed, and then another voice, knowing that I need to get out of bed, that I'm gonna be, disappointed if I don't get out of bed. Yeah, it's madness, literally having, two voices in my head in conflict with each other. But when I'm tired in the mornings, as I always am, that lazy stay in bed voice just seems to win. Now, I did end up getting up at 8:30, and then I ended up going back to bed and then getting up at 8:45. So not quite as bad as yesterday, getting out of bed at 9:30. But I need to crack the code of getting up in the morning. But as I think I mentioned in yesterday's video, I'm happy to be battling with that at the moment rather than battling with my addiction to drink and drugs. Drink and drugs just isn't a battle anymore in my life. But yeah, getting up in the morning is. Now, I've woken up with loads of pain in my chest and sort of round the back of that shoulder joint as well. Boxing definitely aggravated my injury a bit. It's actually really painful to get in and out of bed and stuff, and I've had enough. I need to get rid of this pain. I need it to heal up, but it's sticking around. A lot of people would say that I should just completely rest it, wait for the pain to go, do no exercises, no boxing, no gym. But I also know that if I completely stop everything, then I'm at risk of, spiraling out of control in terms of my mental health. So I must crack on, even if this injury lingers around for longer. It's the way it's got to be. As usual, I'm turning this camera on after I've been for my walk around the block. Before that, I had my meditation. Before that, I wrote in my journal. Before that, I had loads and loads of water before I woke up, and salt water and vitamin C. And now it's time to crack on with some sort of exercises. I'm actually planning to go to the gym with Kat today, and I'm thinking I'm just going to do a full body workout in the gym today, rather than follow my sort of routine, which next would be back and shoulders for me. So although it's super repetitive, here at home, I think today I'm just going to do push-ups, sit-ups and leg raises again. And hopefully I can get through them without too much pain in my chest. And this morning I've been listening to a podcast that I've actually already heard before, where Daniel O'Reilly, aka Dapper Laughs, is talking about the fact that he reached 1 year sober. It's the latest podcast on the Menace to Sobriety podcast. Go.
Hey.
Yeah, so most of the pain now isn't actually in my chest. There is one spot, if I hit there, it hurts. But a lot of it now is in my back. And I think it's just where, the rest of my body's compensating and other muscles are being brought in. But Kat's got this massage thing. And when she did it the other day on my back, it really helped. So. Right, time for a cold shower and then breakfast.
Alright, so after breakfast I dived into doing all the work that I needed to do on my MacBook. I edited yesterday's video on this channel, did a load of plug posts for yesterday's video on the car channel, and then eventually I made my way round to the garage at home to replace some parts on this thing and get this thing back together. And as you can see, it is back together and she's back on the road. Now I've got to be honest, everything I'm trying to do today in terms of working on the car hurts my injury. Both my chest and my back. You know, all the bolts that I'm trying to do up and undo, it's just causing me a lot of pain. But I've got to soldier through, you know. I need to keep things flowing with my videos on the car channel. You know, I've got a bit of a momentum going, and yeah, I just need to keep going. I can't afford to stop. In the same way I can't afford to stop doing my workouts and stuff, because that's not going to be good for my head. So yeah, just need to soldier through, you know, do as much as I can without risking making my injury worse, but also, you know, do enough so that I'm not risking things stalling in my life, basically. Now, there was some other parts that I was planning to fit to this thing today, and I definitely won't be fitting those today. I'm going to have to do that tomorrow, although I've got boxing tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just trying to fit everything in, you know, in a way where I can keep things flowing and still have a life, you know. The day after tomorrow, I'm due round to Kat's parents for dinner. So yeah, it is what it is. You know, a little bit of pain is making things a little bit awkward, but you know, I'm loving life. So yeah, I'm going to take this thing for a test drive to see if the parts that I fitted today and a couple of other things I've done today have made this thing feel any better on the road. Fingers crossed. And yeah, then I'm going to go home and have some lunch. All right, well, unfortunately, during my little test drive, I broke my car. But on the bright side, that's another opportunity for more content in the future. Just knocked myself up a chicken and salad sandwich. I need to eat this and let it somewhat digest before we go to the gym. But yeah, I'm actually not looking forward to going to the gym because my chest pain is really, really bad. I just sneezed and yeah, it really hurt when I sneezed. It's getting worse. All right, so we've just made our way to the gym. And yeah, I'm just in absolute agony. Every time that I sneeze or I need to clear my throat, yeah, it's hurting my chest more than I can remember during this whole, you know, period that I've been injured. I even just contemplated just now dropping Kat off here and then basically coming back to pick her up afterwards, because I realised that this evening I've got to fly over to my other garage because someone's coming round tomorrow morning to pick up a part that's at my other garage, and I don't want to have to go to my other garage in the morning. So but yeah, I'm not just gonna flop. I'm gonna go in there and I'm just gonna do what I can. I don't know how much I'll be able to do, but something is always better than nothing. All right, so I ended up just staying on the treadmill the whole time we were in the gym. I was on there for about 40 minutes in the end. I think that's about 2.5 miles. Yeah, something between 2.5 and 3 miles, I think. I wasn't going as fast or as steep as I normally would. But yeah, I just decided to stay on there because any exercises I'm going to do are just going to, you know, hurt my chest or my back. Unless I was to do legs. But then because I've got boxing tomorrow, I didn't want to, you know, kill my legs off. Anyway, after the gym, we went over to my other garage and I grabbed the part that I need that someone's coming to collect from here tomorrow morning. Ironically, there was a closed road down there, so it made a long round trip even longer. And yeah, we've ended up getting home really late. It's now 10:15 and yeah, we still haven't had dinner. We're going to be having steak. I've knocked up a salad to go with it, and I'm going to have some peas and a couple of eggs. And yeah, then I'm going to chill out with Kat and watch telly for a bit before having our smoothie that we have every evening. And then I might actually dive into an hour or so editing on my MacBook because, you know what, I've been getting up late lately anyway. So maybe I should just take the opportunity to, you know, crack on with a bit of editing. And then if I don't manage to get out of bed tomorrow morning, at least I've, you know, done some work. I'm actually thinking that maybe I'm actually oversleeping. I've heard people say before that if you have too much sleep, it just makes it harder to get out of bed than it would if you had slightly less sleep. The other thing I've been thinking is that I've bought this sort of, it's a headband thing with headphones in, which, you know, I decided to buy to listen to my podcasts whilst I'm trying to sleep, you know, to help drown out the noisy neighbours. I'm just wondering if, you know, having that playing in my ears, you know, for, you know, the first couple of hours whilst I'm asleep is maybe potentially making my sleep not as good. I don't know. Ultimately, I'm inherently lazy and that is the main issue. But yeah, I need to crack the mornings somehow.
But as I keep saying, you know, I'd rather get up late every day than, you know, live the life I used to, you know, taking drugs and stuff. So I'm still grateful for living this clean life. Now, one thing that's really annoying that I just did just before I had a shower is, as I was rushing into the kitchen, I've kicked the door frame. So I've now got an injury on my little toe on my left foot as well, and it absolutely kills. Like, you know, even when I haven't got weight on it, it's like a really sharp pain. So we'll have to see how bad that is, as well as my chest and back tomorrow. And who knows, maybe I will have to flop my boxing, but yeah, I really don't want to. You know, I'd rather, you know, push on, soldier on, and get to my boxing class, even if, you know, if it means I don't do sparring or whatever. I still want to go. Like, I want to keep up this 2 sessions a week, but yeah, I'm just falling apart. And while I was in the gym on the treadmill, I was listening to the latest podcast on the Menace to Sobriety channel, which is Daniel O'Reilly's channel, aka Dapper Laughs. And yeah, it was a lady on there talking about, you know, how she's battled with addiction her whole life, and how she does actually keep relapsing and stuff. Yeah, really interesting to hear other people's stories. Of course, if you're an addict and you get triggered by hearing other people's stories, then, you know, it's advisable to not listen to that kind of stuff. But that doesn't affect me as long as I don't, you know, listen to that stuff, you know, all day, every day. But one thing I did take from it is, you know what, like, I've, you know, relapsed, you can call it that, loads of times, you know, over the years, hundreds of times, thousands of times, because I used to tell myself that I was going to stop taking drugs every single time that, you know, I was on a come down from cocaine, and then I'd still end up doing it again and again and again, even when I was in these phases where I was doing it every single day for, you know, a month or 2 at a time, and doing it at work, and, you know, driving around in my van high all the time. I'd still wake up the next day or get to the end of the day and, you know, tell myself, oh, this is it, this is the last time, and then lo and behold, you know, ended up taking drugs again. But, you know, what I'd say to anyone out there who is going through those cycles, like, stay in the fight. You know, even if you are kidding yourself by telling yourself you've given up and then relapsing, that's better than just giving up, if you know what I mean. I see so many people out there, and I've been one, you know, before, where you just know in your heart that you're never going to give up, so you give up giving up. You're better off kidding yourself, telling yourself that it is the last one, than, you know, giving up. But ultimately, what's better than kidding yourself is, you know, finding the strength to abstain from drugs, you know. And for me, it's living this healthy, clean life, which seems to be, you know, the thing that keeps me on the straight and narrow, and long may it continue. And I will keep making these videos to show you my days, just to try and inspire as many people as I can. Anyway, Kat's calling me to help her get the dinner ready, so I'm going to end this video here. I will be back with another one tomorrow. Massive thanks, as always, to everyone who's made it this far. Feel free to say hello in the comments and we'll have a chat, or get in touch with me via Facebook, Instagram or email. But other than that, I'll chat to you tomorrow.